Okay, video number 7 of our Create Your Traffic Factory Project from Scratch series. Yesterday we wrapped up with the extra content and did some dummy deployments to take a look at things, and today we're going to talk about redirects. We have a variety of things we can do here with redirects. I typically use on-page, I always use on-page load, to be honest with you. Simply because that's the one that functions when somebody clicks a link in the search engine results, which is really what we want. We want them clicking links that we built with Traffic Factory and then going somewhere not necessarily the Traffic Factory pages. And if that's what we want to do, for instance, with our affiliate campaigns, we want to go directly to the affiliate offer. In some cases, we'll go to an intermediate page, maybe try to collect an email or something of that nature. Anyway, it's up to you. But the reason that I use these shortened links that I control is because that way I can change the short link destination without having to touch my Traffic Factory campaign. So the other thing that we have available is we have 4 different choices of redirect. So in this case, I've got post redirects, which is our main content pages. I've got tag page redirects off, category redirects off, and index redirect off. Now, typically, and in 90% of the cases, I'm going to be redirecting both of these at a minimum to my offer, and let the category pages just function as category pages. They're just link pages, and the index page basically will probably have the same offer on it with the link, or it'll automatically link out to the automatically redirect either way. So we have on page load, which is anytime they click a link in the search engine results or any place else on the internet where the links might be, they will be immediately redirected. They'll never see the web page that is being redirected. There's 2 other options, which is an overlay, which is basically it overlays the existing content in the Traffic Factory campaign with the offer page or the landing page that you're redirecting traffic to, and then if that's closed, then they will see the Traffic Factory page. That's the overlay option. 307 redirect is just a temporary redirect, do not follow. That happens anytime somebody clicks a link anywhere, anytime. The blank refer, this removes the referring information from the browser headers if you don't want the affiliate network or the affiliate offer to know where your traffic is coming from, or whatever reason you want to do that. Now, to create my links, my short links here that I control, I use pretty links. And in this case, I have the professional version installed here because I have some other things besides Traffic Factory that I do. But here you can see I have 27 old Traffic Factory accounts in this one group, and as you can see, we generated some pretty serious amounts of traffic to some of these links from Traffic Factory over the last couple of years. Some of them, of course, are tests that didn't go anywhere. So, actually I have a new Pretty Links account that I just put together because this particular one is several years old, and it's just getting kind of messy with all the links that it's got in it, trying to keep track of things. So I set up a new one, and here you can see that I've got under backlinks, Traffic Factory campaigns. It's one of my test campaigns that I'm playing around with, not generating any traffic yet. I don't even have redirects on it, I don't think. I think just be test clicks. But we'll go through this real quick, and I'll just go through the basic stuff. These are the basics. You pick the type of redirect you want to use for your short link. You put in your destination link, and then you can add a name to the pretty link if you want to help you identify what the link is. And also, if you're using these in areas where people, when they mouse over, they'll see the link. Well, this should be your keyword or something of that nature, descriptive. And you can keep notes as to what you want to do here. Advanced options, these are available in the free version of Pretty Links. This is on a WordPress installation, by the way, and actually these WordPress installations that I have for Pretty Links have no content. They're just, well, this one's easy click and this one's hard click, okay? So I just do that just because I thought they were cute, to tell you the truth. Anyway, you have a no follow, turn that off on. Tracking, of course, you always want this on. There's little tool tips for all of these things for Pretty Links, but I recommend it because it's free, and you probably already have a WordPress installation, or you can give it doesn't matter what the domain name is. I got these .coms just because, but I mean, you can get a $1 a year domain to XYZ or whatever, and just throw WordPress up on it and install Pretty Links. That's it. Also, of course, I always recommend that you secure your WordPress installations, and I use WordFence on all of my Pretty Links installations, or all of my WordPress installations. So anyway, jump back over here. We're going to wrap this up. This is a short video. Oops. That was the old GoToWebinar, so trying to figure out what I did wrong on the webinar the other night. It didn't stop when we quit. Anyway, that's about it for this particular video. I'm going to do a quick video here just to show you how to build out the other type of campaign where we're not using the random line sentences. We're actually spinning multiple articles and then putting them together like we did in that original Worth campaign. If you look at the two campaigns side by side, one was using the random links or random sentences, and the other one is using the nested spun articles. We get those from Content Factory. So we'll be doing that. That should be the last video in the series. So thanks for watching. I hope you're killing it with Traffic Factory by now. Since you're at this point, you should be ready to do a deployment and an upload. And in fact, why don't we do that right here at the end, just so that you can see how that's. I'm going to turn my redirect off though. So we're going to do a deploy. Our output directory needs to be cleaned out. Always remember to clean these out. Otherwise, you can cross-contaminate sites if you're saving them for anything or planning on doing anything with them later. So to continue, this time we're going to add to Amazon S3. Okay. And next. And we're going up to Ohio East. These are all the different options that we talked about that you have for Amazon endpoints. Always upload to the geographic location closest to your customer base. So I need to grab my bucket name. Okay, so this is my bucket name. And that's what goes right here. The bucket name that's in there we just generate one with random stuff, so that you have a unique new bucket. So we'll just add that, and start. And we're gonna watch this one run, and because it's gonna give us some results over here. Down here, it's going to give us all the URLs it creates, which is what we need for any kind of follow-up or indexing submissions. Okay, there we go. So we're going to copy these, and we're going to, I always save all of these for later nefarious purposes. I'm actually resubmitting a bunch of old ones now to some indexers to do some testing. So I got 782 of these bad boys. They're up on Amazon S3. Go take a quick look. There's our weed project on Amazon S3, as you can see up here. And we are sitemaps that we created. We have image sitemaps, or basic sitemap, the index sitemap, which links to these other three, and the video sitemap. Video sitemaps are very, very powerful in helping you get indexed. So, is there anything else I'm thinking? At this point, if you click save, you can save it off to a document name. I always save them under bucket name, and typically I'll save them from my Notepad++ file after I've done whatever I need to do with them. And that is a wrap. Okay, and we'll do the nested articles video here in just a bit.